Hey guys, here I'm just this is Darnell again talking about another journal entry leading up to my VSG surgery, and just had some food for thoughts. Like I said, these are my journal entries to chronicle my time and everything over the last, over the next 18 months to try to give a idea of leading up to the surgery, through the surgery, stuff I go through, things that happened to me, conversations I've had with people. And interesting enough, I had a couple of good conversations last couple of days with some family members. One, my uncle, who's like a big brother to me. We're about 5 years apart in age, and he's always been the my big brother, guy I looked up to and everything, and stuff. And we made, get things happening, and we had great conversation. And conversation was centered around excess weight and carrying around. And in his words, literally says, D, I'm dying. It's killing me to carry this weight. And come to find out that his doctor had talked with him about, doing a weight loss surgery or thinking about it. And he was putting it off, and he was not really seriously contemplating getting it done and stuff. But once I told him that I was going ahead and I'm getting this thing done, I need to get rid of this weight. I need to drop, at bare minimum, at least 150 pounds just to get my body right and stuff, and, get me back to a size or weight that I recognize as pseudo acceptable for me. And I hope there was a little more than that, but that was my initial goal, to get down below 250 pounds. And then my ultimate goal will be to get into or below the 220s, because I just don't need the weight. And I'm like, I've never been a small guy, but I think I just don't need the weight. And my uncle's talking about, he says, he's in the golf cart, and we're talking, and he's like saying he didn't really take it serious about these weight loss. And I guess he really hasn't been around a lot of folks, anybody who really had it. I'm fortunate in that I've been around a couple of folks who've had the surgery, and I've seen what it did for them. One who has the gastric sleeve and another who had the gastric bypass. And it helped me make this decision to go ahead and get this done. Again, I probably said to you, I'm probably 10 years later than I probably should have. But, God has his plans for all. And I guess it's my time to go ahead and get this done and talk with people about it openly, because I find that me talking about it openly has, given others the edge to, or the emphasis to go and research it for themselves. And like I told in my earlier journal entries, I said, again, these journals are for me and probably my family, and to get us moving in the right direction, because we all are carrying around quite a bit of weight. And I'm looking at mainly the males in my family and stuff, and we got to get rid of this excess weight. And which was interesting, and had a conversation with another one of my cousins, actually my first brother, my little brother, younger brother, Ricky. And we talked the same thing. We're talking about, he has, he's not as big as us, so he's not a 300 pounder, but he is over 200 pounds. He's a smaller frame, smaller guy than we are, but he has diabetes and stuff, and he's fighting those type of things. And I've been researching and looking at the effects of surgery, the gastric bypass surgery on diabetes patients, and from talking with my doctor, from talking with our behavioral therapist, talking with the folks over at Tufts Medical Center in their obesity clinic, they're telling us that if you have diabetes, that a lot of the symptoms with the gastric bypass disappear basically overnight after your surgery. Really short period of time, they disappear. And even with the gastric sleeve, they find out you have a similar result. Not immediately, but as you start losing the weight, those things, the needs for insulin and all that stuff happens as well. And not only that, if you have insurance, your insurance would lower the BMI percentage in order to be considered for the surgery from 35% BMI down to 30%. So if you have diabetes, the gastric bypass, they'll take you down at 30%, which is because they recognize, I guess, that this surgery and having you change your lifestyle and everything else and getting rid of that excess weight is more beneficial in the long run to not only your health but to their bottom lines. So let's not get it twisted. Insurance is all about their bottom line, and I guess they've even come to see the benefits of paying for a gastric bypass in your insurance as opposed to having to deal with a continual cost that will come from diabetes treatment and care, and the long-term health effects that disease has on people. So, like I said, I had two conversations with both my older brother and my younger brother, and we're able to impart some information about what I'm going through, bringing it to them, and stuff, as opposed to just keeping it quiet all around. And it might have spared on some ideas for them to go ahead and join me in this journey of taking care of ourselves, both physically and as well as mentally, getting ourselves right. And physically meaning dropping the weight, getting the exercise in, change those eating habits, clean out between the ears, basically, our fears, our doubts, get past them and start, being an educated, healthy person as opposed to a scared, could be sick person, and deal with what's going on with you. And that's what this was all about, is kind of like, to kind of let people know, it's like, if you're getting a surgery, you made a decision for yourself. I know at some points it could be a little, worried about how people might react or how people might think about it, like, oh, shortcuts, easy way out, all that stuff. They're speaking from a point of ignorance, if that's what you're getting. But the people I think we can help by informing them of why we've made the decision for ourselves, more so than just maybe to lose a little bit of weight or a lot of weight, if whatever the case might be. It has long-term health benefits to us, and that's something that I think we need to not be ashamed of. So why should I be ashamed of trying to get myself in a better and more healthy body? I mean, I shouldn't be ashamed of that. I'm not going to be ashamed of that. This operation is just a tool for me to get to, where I'm going. It's like saying, hey, I got to go to New York, and I say, I'm going to get out there and walk, or I'm going to take my car. What I'm going to do is take my car. Okay, if people want to walk to New York from Boston, That's on them. Okay, I'm gonna take the car, and the surgery is the same thing. I gotta lose a substantial amount of weight. Okay, I've done the treadmills, I've done the gym, I've done the getting active and all that stuff, and done the changing the way of my eating habits and everything else, and it hasn't given me the long-term sustainable results that I'm looking for. So this tool is a tool that's been proven to be able to help. It's helped a large number of people who work with it. You know, again, I referenced the car. Yeah, I can get my car and want to drive to New York, but if I don't put no gas in it, I ain't going nowhere, right? And that's the same thing with this here surgery. If I don't, you know, continue to maintain the steps and things it takes to keep the weight off after losing it and to lose it, and keep working out and doing all my exercises, guess what? It's like having a car without gas. You know, you gotta supply your tools with the needed resources to get the best results. And in this diet, I gotta supply this gastric sleeve that I'm gonna get with a mindset that's gonna allow me to be successful. And that's what I'm trying to do.